Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 13 of our Minnesota Twins rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 27. If you missed last episode, we did the entire off season in one video. Pretty quick moving, nothing too crazy going down. And today we will start year two after an immensely successful year one, made it all the way to the World Series. We lost to the Dodgers in seven. Very depressing. If you haven't watched that episode 11, please do yourself a favor. It just went up on YouTube yesterday on the 8th. It's really great series. So, purpose of today's video, we're just going to kick the season off, play through a bunch of games, see where we get to. Before that, though, let me just recap some big off-season moves. We made two trades that impacted at least the starting group. First is obvious. We have a new ace in town, Framber Valdez. We acquired from the Detroit Tigers in this game. The Tigers extended Tarek Skubal, and I guess didn't want to have Framber's contract on the books in tandem. Whether that happens in real life, debatable. But we acquired him in exchange straight up for Trevor Larnach. Now, Larnach did pretty well last season. He led the American League in RBIs with 106. Pretty good walk rate, pretty good slugging. However, two fundamental problems. One, his on base percentage was a 311, horrendous, career low. And secondly, we never really found a home for him on defense. Left field, -6 zone rating, -1.7 arm. Right field, -2 zone rating. He did have an arm of 2.7, but he had no assists the whole season. So the good arm rating essentially irrelevant. We have sent him off to the Tigers, so we'll see what role AJ Hinch has in store. However, as I noted before, he has gained some first base ability, which I imagine they put him there in spring training. So, Trevor Larnach, first baseman. But yeah, we're excited to get Valdez. He's immediately our ace. He's the best pitcher we have by far. He had a great year with the Tigers, 3.3 WAR last season, 1.16 WHIP. Really good numbers all around. Slight concern, his velo range, 95 to 97. Last season, it was 93.9. That's a whole mile lower than his range. Something to keep an eye on. He did have a shoulder tendonitis injury late on the season, but that would not affect the velo, obviously, throughout the whole season. So something to keep in mind. His contract, for the record, has 3 years left. He has a player opt out, and then there's a team option after that second year. So we assume he'll be here for 2 years and then probably will either retire or we'll let him walk. Second big trade we made, Adley Rutschman, come on down. In my Colorado Rockies rebuild, Rutschman was our catcher, I think, in year 9 of the rebuild. For the Twins, though, he's my catcher in year 2. He did get about 100 starts with the Orioles last year. Did pretty well. Slugging a bit of an issue, down to 13 home runs, only 14 doubles. On base percentage was really good. 84 percentile walk rate, 81% K rate. Really happy with that. Defensively last season, not great. He had a negative, if you want to count negative 0.0 as negative zone rating for the first time in his career. Positive framer, though, only threw out about 20% of runners, which is a touch low. This is essentially a 1-year prove it deal. The Orioles are retaining 25% of his salary, so we're only paying about, I think, 7.8 million for Rushman. This is a prove it deal. If he does well, you know, may extend him, keep him on. If he struggles, we might trade him at the deadline, might let him walk in free agency if we're in the playoff hunt or something. But we've acquired Rushman. In exchange for Rushman, we sent the Orioles first a prospect, Jose Olivares, who obviously, if he hits his potential, he could have 4 really, really good pitches. But the control and movement are all only going to be average. 45 stamina means he's probably destined for a reliever. Not really something we need. He did do well in AA and then in one start in AAA. We'll see if he gets called up with the Orioles this season. Would be kind of cool. And then Vic Carantini, we also added in that trade to the Orioles, as now they need another catcher to pair with Samuel Basallo. I liked Carantini. However, he's making $6.5 million. So either he, and I said this last episode, either he is our starting catcher or he's off the team. And if we're getting in Rushman, we don't need Carantini. So Carantini has been shipped off. Wish him the best of luck with the Orioles. Those were the two, I would say, big trades, getting an ace and our starting catcher. The only other real big change for the lineup is Trey Morgan. Of the Rays system, he was not called up this year, which I think's a little unrealistic. I'd be very surprised if the Rays don't call him up this season. Trey Morgan took in the Rule 5 draft, did very well for himself in AAA. 94% walk rate, 82% K rate, had double-digit homers as well. Really, really happy with his bat. And he is our DH. He doesn't really have a home defensively, which kind of hurts. He's got 50s and everything in the outfield. He's not really an infielder. But for our purposes, he's going to be our DH. He's a leader, which helps for the clubhouse. He's got good IQ, which always helps some under the hood numbers. So I'm happy with it. However, DH may turn into more of a platoon if Trey Morgan does struggle. Elsewhere in the lineup, Kalen Culpepper, I'm giving him the shortstop job. He didn't do great in free agency. He had an 8. He was in the 8th percentile last season with walks. I don't want to talk about it. But you know, he just turned 24, so he's still young. He's good defensively. When we played him at short last season, he had a positive zone rating, good range, only 1 error. I think we kind of need to figure it out because Merrick Houston is in AA right now. He's going to get called up to AAA. Actually, I believe I did. Didn't I call him up to AAA? Yeah, I mean, Merrick Houston is in AAA right now. I like Culpepper more than Houston. However, if Houston hits his potential, then we could have a pretty good roster battle on our hands. So Culpepper is going to get short. That does mean that Brooks Lee is going to shift over to second. I think the fundamental problem I'm going to run into is Kalen Culpepper and Brooks Lee are effectively the same hitter right now. Culpepper obviously has higher potential, but right now they're very similar hitters. Brooks Lee did pretty well last season, especially in the slugging department. However, he also struck out 100 times. He was in the 29th percentile for walks, so that's why his on-base percentage is pretty low. He's up for arbitration for the first time in his career. If he hits well, cool. But this could be the last year where Brooks Lee is a starter in our infield. Backups are pretty similar to last season. Miguel Amaya is staying. We signed him in September last season, did really well. He's staying on as a backup. Cody Clemens is still here. And then Owen Miller, who we signed to a $1.8 million minor league deal, technically. He is going to be our backup middle infielder. I don't really need a backup shortstop because we have Brooks Lee for that. So that gives me a little more leeway. And Owen Miller, listen, he doesn't strike out. He's not really going to get you that much power. But if the bat can play, I think he could be a pretty good asset for us, especially since Cody Clemens is here solely for that power. And then backup outfield, Gabriel Gonzalez is our fourth outfielder. He's not great defensively. He's got a pretty good arm. Wish the range was better, but very good bat. Not a lot of point in sending him down to AAA again, so he is here. Pitching staff, rotation obviously the exact same, except for Valdez. Bullpen, right now only one change. Brusdar Graterol, who we acquired in free agency to a 3-year, $6.75 million deal. Team option after before the last year. I mean, just look at his numbers. He doesn't strike out anyone. I don't much care. He doesn't walk anyone. Had a 1.18 whip with the Dodgers last season. Did have multiple shoulder injuries, it must be said, but that did not hurt his velo. He was still in the 92 percentile. I'm happy with it. There is a chance this kind of blows up in my face if he gets a long-term shoulder injury. Elsewhere, we have some roster crunch decisions with the IL. Pablo Lopez missed all of last year with Tommy John. He gets back in 1 to 2 weeks because of when we had to put him on the IL. It's 2 weeks. Obviously, he's going to be in our rotation. However, if all my starters are doing pretty well after 2 weeks, he's going to get a rehab assignment to AAA, and we're going to go from there. But it will likely mean that one of Zebby Matthews, Taj Bradley, or Mick Abel will get sent down to AAA. Mikiko Watanabe. Let us talk about the Japanese relief star from Japan. He is a 29-year-old reliever who we have signed to be our closer. He is our closer. I think him and Ryan Keckering are the two guys for that spot. But Watanabe, he has 2 great pitches. Control looks pretty good. The prevent BABIP is a 45, so his whip might be a little ugly. But if he doesn't walk a lot of guys, if he doesn't allow the home runs, I can kind of live with that. Contractually, he signed with a 3-year, $16.75 million deal, team option for the last year. I view him as our closer, and if he gets hit a bunch, could be a problem. He gets back literally in 2 days. So in 2 days, we are going to have to decide which of our relievers is going to get sent down to AAA. I think the early money, unfortunately, is on Julian Merriweather, who, despite the fact he was elite last season, he is 35. He has 2 good pitches, but not much else going for him. That would be an easy send down. So that is the team. If you're interested, the preseason prediction had us finishing 86 and 76, which is identical to where we finished last season. However, this time it'll be good enough for third as opposed to winning the division. So we'll see how that shakes up. The expectation, from the owner is to win the title. However, the priority on that is average, so I'm not too worried about that one. He does want us to upgrade at shortstop, so we'll see how that plays. Truth be told, it is our weakest position, I would say. So if Culpepper hits well, then I don't have to worry about it, and we will be in business. What I will do really quick is just get fresh scouting reports on everyone with only high accuracy, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything, especially when we have a couple roster decisions that we need to make sooner rather than later. I have made many minor league free agent offers to 5 pitchers and 3 hitters. If they sign, we'll get to those. Most interestingly, Brandon Sproat was cut. I'm by the Brewers. I'm not going to pretend to know why. I did debate Commish to put him back on the Brewers because I can't really understand why they cut him. But I offered him a minor league deal. Why not? See if he comes in the door. Okay. Without further ado, let's get into it. Looking at our team, I think we seem to be pretty good. Obviously, the weaknesses. Brooks Lee is the 24th ranked second baseman. Culpepper 20th at short. Walker Jenkins dead last in left field, which I'm going to be honest, I don't know how his current overall is only a 45 when he has the ratings he does, but I'm not going to complain. Buxton, third. He's the third rated center fielder. Had some injury issues last year. Hopefully he stays healthy. Matt Wallner, I am playing in right field. So we are going to hope against hope that he has a better year defensively than he did last season. And then Valdez, 14th rated starter. Gratterell, 6th. And then Watanabe, 15th ranked closer. Chemistry-wise, we have 2 leaders, Royce Lewis, Owen Miller. Or excuse me, 2 captains, Lewis and Miller. 2 leaders, Mick Abel and Trey Morgan. And then 2 outspoken guys, Cody Clemens and Watanabe. So that is our team. Happy with it. One thing I did forget to do, we're resetting everyone's morale as a new season has begun. And we are going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates and Paul Skeens staring down the barrel of his utter magnificence. I'm jealous. All right. But let us get the party started. Only took me 18 minutes to get through that intro. Apologies if it went a bit long. But Walker Jenkins gets us started. Year 2 with the Twins. Last year we made it to the World Series, so we will see what magic is in store. And it starts with Walker Jenkins striking out. I can't pretend to be surprised. Luke Keeschel walks. Very good. Matt Wallner hits it up to center. That's down at the warning track. O'Neill Cruz in center field, which is a choice. Did that throw just seem very sad to anyone else? Luke Keeschel scored. His arm is a 75, but like, where'd they play him last year? 2026. Yeah, they played him exclusively in center. Negative 6.6 zone rating. Yeah. It really is weird that O'Neill Cruz struggled so much defensively. I think if I were doing the Pirates like rebuild, I would be tempted to stick him in a corner because that way you don't have to worry about the range as much and you still get the benefit of the arm, especially if you put him in left. Oh, Royce Lewis strikes out. But let the record show we scored first. Here's Valdez. Gets O'Neill to pop up. Four-pitch walk to Marcell Ozuna is not quite what I wanted in my life. Also, the sky just turned insanely ominous in the background. I'm scared. Nick Gonzalez strikes out looking. Adley Rutschman making his Twins debut. Hits it back up the middle for a single. That'll play. And listen, we have Eduardo Tait in AAA. He's our catcher of the future. However, if Rushman does well this year, I can sign him to a short, couple year extension. Can, let Eduardo dip his toe in the water before immediately giving him the starting catching job at like 22. Down goes Culpepper and Brooks Lee. We go to the second. No issue for Framber. I think we fleeced the Tigers a little bit. I think Framber Valdez, you could argue, I don't know if you'd win the argument, but you could argue he could be like a top 10, maybe not top 10, but like a top 15 pitcher in baseball. And I got him for an underperforming Trevor Larnach. But hey, I'm not going to complain as Luke Keeschel gets the steal. I think Joey Bart, we should have a very healthy amount of steals this series. And that's something we need to do more of. Buxton had a decent amount of steals last year, again, when he was healthy. But if we can get a decent amount of running going, that'd be good. Nothing in the third for the Pirates. Royce Lewis strikes out once again. Adley Rutschman strikes out once again. And Trey Morgan strikes out. Who knew that Paul Skeens was good? Uh-oh. Horwitz and Mangum are aboard for Jared Triolo, who's walked. Bases are loaded for Dominic Fletcher. Swing and a miss. Framber gets out of the jam. Very good, sir. And it gets us a lefty, which is always good. Culpepper pops it up. Brooks Lee, you know what? At least he hit the ball further. It's a low bar I'm operating with, but it's the only one I got. Jenkins walks. We're going to run on Joey Bart. Like, this is an ambitious number, but if we can get 8 steals this series against the Pirates, I think I'm a happy man. But it's hard when, Paul Skeens is on the mound and you just never get on base. Clean fifth from Framber. He is on 98 pitches, so I think his day will be done. We're going to get Merriweather warming up. Matt Wallner flies out to left. Come on, Byron. Walk him, I dare you. Foul pop-up. That does not help me, Buxton. Anthony Bonda. The Pirates' first reliever out the gate to start the season is a guy that we released last season. Yeah, because he was in AA and mainly he was in AAA for me last season. We obviously did not retain him. And it looks like the Pirates signed him, which, fair enough. I'm not going to question it. We're going to go right to Merriweather for the 6th. Gets the clean inning. Thank you, sir. Nothing for us in the 7th. Let's get Bruce Dar warming up. But if Merriweather, I was about to say if Merriweather could get me a couple outs, and then he walked Triolo on 4 pitches. So there goes that idea. We're just going to go right to Bruce Dar to face the lefty Fletcher. That was ambitious, Rutschman. Let's be frank. That was ambitious. He gets the swing and the miss, and they said he didn't have swing and the miss stuff. They're probably right, but let me have that. Neil Cruz. Oh, they try running on Rutschman, and he guns him down. That'll play. Anything for us in the 8th? Luke Keeschel is aboard. Byron Buxton walked intentionally. We're going to try double steal. Keishel did not have the spine for it. Royce Lewis popped up. Not a good day for Royce Lewis in that 5 spot, I must say. Uh-oh, trouble for Bruce Darr here. Ryan O'Hearn to pinch hit, the pitch, the swing. The most unnecessary throw to first to get the runner. All right. Any insurance runs? Nope. All right. Orion Keckering is our temporary closer. With Watanabe on the IL. So Connor Griffin is in, hits it to left, easily caught by Jenkins. Mangum hits it into center. Pirates have the tying run aboard. While pitch gets him in scoring position. You know, Orion, you want to be the closer so bad. I give you an opportunity, and this is how you reward me? All right, he gets Triolo. Dominic Fletcher, full count. Pops it up. Caught by Culpepper. All right, well, good news is we won. Bad news is, good Lord, our offense looked shaky. We had 13 Ks, only 4 hits, 4 walks. That was kind of grim. Pretty good day from the pitching staff. Merriweather walking 2, a bit awkward. But hey, a combined shutout for the staff. We take that and like it. And now we have this stupid off day. I don't understand why MLB is like, hey, opening day. Day 2, half the teams are on an off day. Seems very silly. All right. Player development updates. Cy Nielsen gets worse, which is awkward. We acquired him, I believe, in the Simeon Woods Richardson trade. Yes, along with Mason Montgomery. I like Nielsen. He's clearly not ready for the majors, but if he gets that control up, he could be something. Jose Davila improves. We could have something. And remember, he was a minor league free agent signing for us at the start of the save. We picked him up. He could be something. Oh, CJ Culpepper got worse in every way. Well, that's grim. I don't want to talk about it. Davison De Los Santos has gap improved. Merrick Houston contact goes down, but current eye goes up. Charlie Soto control goes up, stamina goes up, velo drops. Yeah, I think we're gonna run into a moment with Soto where he might be a guy we trade to really upgrade at a position. Ooh, Ben Ross. Looking pretty good. Why are you in Double A? Go to Triple A. Kick somebody out. I don't care. All right, many contracts signed. Mitch Keller has signed, the former Pittsburgh Pirate and San Diego Padre in this universe. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be in AAA probably the whole year. Break glass in case of emergency starter. Brandon Sproat also signs. Love that. I'm literally going to add him to our prospect list because I consider him a prospect. So that'll do. Will Klein. Yeah, he's probably going to be bad in this game, but you know, who knows? This is also me just beefing up AAA because last year our AAA team was really bad. Trent Hodgson, yeah, I mean, you see why I signed him. You see the stuff. Ignore the control. Brady Chauvin. He looks a little bad. Actually, was he one of the players I saw in the? Yeah, his control went up. Neat. All right, fresh scouting report on Montgomery. Anything I didn't already know? His potential stuff goes up by 5. Yo, he's so good. Montgomery is going to be so good. I think if we didn't have Keckering and Watanabe, he'd be in line for the closer role. Miguel Amaya, no change, which is fine. David Festa, no change. It is annoying though that there was like his movement got worse over the course of the season, and I don't know why. Like if you look at his percentiles, his whip, everything, like he didn't do bad at any point. Adley Rushman, this one's kind of important. Potential gap power goes down by 5. I can live with that. And then Trey Morgan, his current and potential eye improves by 5 each. Well, ain't that pretty good? All right. Okay. Happy with that. All right. Watanabe is eligible to come off the IL. But first, all right, Luis Suarez is signed. If you think he's going to AAA, you must be insane. Juan Espinal, rookie ball. He should be able to handle single A, I think. Michael Martinez, same idea. All right, fresh report. Cody Clemens, no changes. But yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, with the potential dice roll, we didn't get a great version of Cody Clemens. Just a little unfortunate. Royce Lewis, no changes. He has not changed at all development wise in the entire save so far. Just kind of weird. Walker Jenkins, no changes, but importantly, his potential did not change. Oh, his defense improved. He's up to a 60. Nice. Buxton, no changes, but yeah, he took a big hit in January, which, I mean, that's just very simply old age. Zebby Matthews, no changes. I think it's probably going to be Mick Abel that gets sent down when Pablo Lopez is ready, which just, I mean, yes, batting stats, definitely what I wanted. And that does kind of hurt. I'm going to play game 2, and then we'll figure out the Watanabe situation just in case, knock on wood, anyone gets hurt in this game. All right. Braxton Ashcraft, who had a pretty good year last season for the Pirates, going up against Joe Ryan, who is no longer our ace, which I think is good. My fear with Joe Ryan, though, is that I gave him the contract extension 1 year too early. But even if that's the case, and he drops to like our 4th starter, then he's our 4th starter making like $15 million. That's not the end of the world. Luke Keeschel gets another steal. We might get double-digit steals this series. Like, that is on the table. And wow, that was not the best route any of us have ever seen from Mangum. It must be said. As Matt Waldner hits the RBI double, Brian Buxton gets it down in center. Once again, we have success in the first inning, but last game we did nothing the rest of it. So Royce Lewis strikes out, and Rushman grounds out. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Royce Lewis in the 5-hole if that's something we actually want to do full time. I clicked the wrong button there, but nothing exciting happened anyway. Jenkins strikes out. Back to Luke. Hits it up to center. Caught at the warning track. Oh no, the error by Horwitz means Matt Wallner gets aboard. We're going for the steal. Let's be ambitious. I'm stealing. I'm stealing on Joey Bart with a guy with 40 speed, by the way, just to be clear. Buxton strikes out any. How many steals did Wallner have last season? 5. Oh, yeah. Oh, O'Neill Cruz with the solo shot. Twins tie it up. Let's see if Royce Lewis can match. He could not. Nor did he really get close. Here's Rushman. That'll get down, right? Nope. The answer to my question, unfortunately, was no. Trey Morgan gets it through. If Trey Morgan hits well, then I think we're pretty much set at DH for a bit. Because unfortunately, he's never going to find a home in the outfield. We have too many guys out there. So if he hits well, he's our DH. Very, very simply. Nothing in the fourth for the Pirates. Brooks Lee. No, 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 no. Hawker pops it up. Nothing doing. And Luke Keeschel hits it deep to center off the wall. Easy double. But man, O'Neill Cruz has a cannon, doesn't he? He threw that from the wall. And it made it to second easily. Oh, boy. And Wallner grounds out. All right. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Let's see if Joe Ryan can get the bottom of the order. That's a no. For those keeping track at home, that is a no. O'Neill Cruz on, 2 out. I'm not worried. He walked him. All right. Let's get Mason Montgomery warming up. Hey, Trio, you better or worse against lefties? You are much better against lefties. Splits last year didn't really bail that out, but I'll see if Joe Ryan can just get the out. Nope. Triolo hits it into right field. Matt Wallner does have a good arm, and he gets him at third. I love that the camera just stayed on Wallner for that. Like that's a college baseball camera right there. Just no movement vibes. They do get the runs because it was a child out technically. Part of me hates that rule, but I understand why it exists. All right, I need to sit Montgomery down. Royce Lewis not doing too hot. Then again, our whole offense isn't really doing that hot. All right, I'm going to get Montgomery warming back up. Let's see if Joe Ryan can at least get Ryan O'Hearn. And he does. I'll leave him to face Horwitz. Ha. Horwitz lines out. 3 for 3. Can he get Mangum? Hit into center. That's down. All right. That'll be it for Joe Ryan. We're going to bring in the lefty to get Nick Gonzalez. Rushman, please. Thank you, Mason. All right, top of the 7 we go. I'm going to pinch hit for Trey Morgan here. Cody Clemens is going to get the bat. Well, he struck out looking. I was hoping for a nice solo shot to right field there to get us going. Did not get it. Culpepper gets it down, and he is most certainly going to run on Joey Bart. Will you relax? Wesneski, you're not getting Culpepper. There we go. Easy steal for Culpepper. Swing and a miss. And Jenkins pops it up. Yeah, I think I may have to tinker with the lineup order a little bit because I think that 7, 8, 9 might be an automatic 2 outs anytime. Anything for him in the 7th? Nope. All right, we're going to get Justin Toppa going for the 8th. Luke Keeschel does lead us off. Matt Wallner hits it deep to center and gone. The first home run of the season for the Twins. 2-run shot. Matt Wallner. We have a tie ball game. Buxton tries to get involved, and O'Neill Cruz missed the slide. I mean, based on what we saw last week, that is very realistic, isn't it? All right, Royce, you are 0 for 7. Give me something. Hits it up to left, and it's down over the head of Dominic Fletcher, who has like an 80 range, I think. Might be 70. And we have the lead. Yeah, Fletcher has a 70 range, to be fair. All right. Why would you automatically? Yeah, I'm not going to question it. Taylor Rogers. Oh, that's right. He went to the Pirates in free agency. They got him back for $1.2 million. That man had 30 saves with us last season, and all he gets in free agency is $1 million. Miscarriage of justice as Culpepper gets it down. Bases are loaded. I am going to pinch hit here for Brooks Lee. Gabriel Gonzalez is going to get the bat. I'm essentially burning all of my subs here. Oh, he swung at the full count. Walker Jenkins also a full count. Walked him. If anyone watched 2 episodes ago, Game 6 of the World Series, this looks very familiar from Taylor Rogers. Keeschel hits it up, but that's going to be caught. All right. We take the lead. Owen Miller is going to come in and take second base. Justin Toppa is going to get the 8th inning. And O'Neill Cruz immediately would lead off double. Fair play. Triolo lines out. Very good. That's fine. They move Cruz over, but it's 2 outs. I'm not that afraid of Brian Reynolds. All right. Swing and a miss. All good. All right. So Keckering is at 87%. Nah, he can do it. I'll get Keckering and Cole Sands warming up in case we hit like 2 solo home runs. Anthony Bonda again. The man pitched in game 1, and they're like, hey, do it again. Is he there? Surely he's not like their top setup man. Surely not, as Royce Lewis hits it deep to right, but that'll be caught. All right, Rushman. They walked him. Cody, I did not know when I pinch hit Cody Clemens in the 7th that he would get 3 ABs, but you know what? Here we are. So he hits it into left. That's a down. That'll score at least 1. Rushman heads home, and that is 2. Keckering can sit down. It is no longer a save situation. And Culpepper walks. And Owen Miller gets it down. All right, so I think we've established the Pirates do not have the best bullpen. I believe that is what we have established. Now let Walker Jenkins hit. I debated a double steal there for hilarity, but decided against him. All right, that'll do. 5-run lead going to Cole Sands here. Clean from him. We get the win. Yeah, I mean, it's fundamentally we killed their bullpen. Like Wisniewski wasn't great. Taylor Rogers allowed the walk and the hit that scored the inherited runners. Bonda we crushed. So pretty good. Cody Clemens getting 3 ABs. Maybe not how we drew it up. Oh, yeah, Watanabe. Okay, we need to make a choice. What do I want to do for my bullpen? Who is safe? Cantorino is safe. Festa's safe. Gratterell is safe. Keckering's safe. Montgomery's safe. Sands is probably safe. It's Tapa or it's Merriweather. And I think Tapa, yeah, Tapa's making. I unfortunately, Julian Merriweather, it's the same situation last year we ran into with Cody Funderburk, where Cody Funderburk wasn't doing terribly. He was just the worst of our options. And I think I'd rather play the other guys. So we're going to waive and DFA Merriweather, which pains me. I do not enjoy this at all. I'm going to move Cantorino to long relief. Keckering can be a setup man. Watanabe is our closer. What was the question? How did we get Rushman? Rushman was an off-season trade where we made the trade with the Orioles in exchange for a prospect, Jose Olivares, who is obviously a stuff first, probably a reliever, but he has pretty good stuff if he hits his potential. I like him, but I'd be fine with trading him for that. And then we also threw in Vic Carantini so that the Orioles would have a backup catcher. So that is how we got Rushman. Our plan with Rushman is this is essentially a 1-year prove it deal. And the Orioles are retaining 25% anyway. So if he does great, maybe we extend him, might even trade him. If he struggles, obviously, we just let him walk in for agency, very simply. All right, we go to game 3. And actually, before that, I'm going to flip Bradley and Matthews. Game 3 against the Pirates, and it's our old friend Simeon Woods Richardson on the mound for us. Taj Bradley for the Twins. All right, Walker, I believe in you. If we get if Simeon Woods Richardson goes 6 innings and 3 hits, 1 earned run against us, I'm going to be quite upset. But you never know. Well, bad news is we went 3 up and 3 down. Good news is, though, Simeon Woods Richardson needed 20 pitches to do it. I'll take that trade. And Connor Griffin is aboard. And O'Neill Cruz hits it all the way to the wall. Rude. Connor Griffin goes home. I never did look at Connor Griffin's stats for last year. Oh yeah, he was essentially in. Yeah, so it's exactly what happened in real life. He was worth 3.6 WAR with them last season. Where'd they play him? They played him mostly in short and a handful of starts in the outfield. Yeah. Fair play. All right, Taj. You're bunting? Really? Have you no shame? It's O'Neill Cruz. Just have him steal the base. But again, I'm not going to question it when the AI wants to be silly. As Spencer Horwitz grounds out. All right, Byron Buxton. Wing and a miss. There we go. Royce Lewis with the first hit of the season. Well done, sir. Now, okay, relax. Deal on Rafael Flores. There we are. That, for the record, is what 35 speed looks like. The man was jogging to second. But now he's at third. Culpepper, swing, and a miss. I mean, good news is, just by his pitch count, Simeon Woods Richardson might not even get 5 innings. Bad news is, Pirates are kind of killing us right now. We had the out at second there. If the pitcher goes to second there, he gets Fletcher. And Flores is aboard. This is turning into quite the problem for Taj Bradley. I think based on his ratings, like Taj Bradley is going to be safe from being sent down when Pablo Lopez comes back. However, I'd like for him to not struggle, if I can ask that nicely. All right, Gabriel Gonzalez DHing today in place of Trey Morgan. He struck out, fitting in very nicely there. Nothing for us the rest of the inning. Matt Wallner is aboard. Come on, Byron. Oh. If I look away, can I just pretend it never happened? And Royce grounds out. Rafael Flores is on third. I'm not worried. Connor Griffin promptly hits the RBI single into center to score the run. 4-0 Pirates as O'Neill Cruz lines out to end that inning. I mean, yeah, he's already getting close to the yellow. So good news is we'll be able to chase him. Even better news is Rutschman hits it. That's a ground rule double. It bounced off the people in the stands. A poor man has a concussion. You're not going to tend to his wounds? Gabriel hits it up, but not quite deep enough. And they go to the bullpen. So what did I say his stat line would be? 4 2/3 2. I think I was exactly right, except I gave him like one more hit around and one more inning. But yeah, he crushed us. Does that mean the Pirates won the trade? Who knows? Jenkins hits it to left, caught by Fletcher. Down we go. Well, 2 on, nobody out is exactly how I wanted to get this inning started. He gets Horwitz. I will let him face Mangum, and that'll be it. Okay. Triolo is gunned down trying to steal third. And again, I'm not going to complain as Rutschman guns down not 1 but 2 runners in the same AB. That is, I've been playing out of the park baseball for a long time. That's the first time I've seen that happen. And Rutschman doesn't have that great of an arm. What were his numbers last year? Last year, he threw out 17 runners for a 20% clip. He's already at 4. Neat. We will, of course, go for the steal of our own. And Luke Keeschel gets there. Wallner gets it down. I'm a little annoyed that Luke didn't go on contact there, but so be it. Matt, I'm going to need you to steal second here, buddy. And he does. Buxton hits it up to left. That should be deep enough to score Luke. Let the record show we did not get shut out. Royce lines out. That does not help me. Rutschman walks. I'm going to let Culpepper hit here. Swing and a miss. Yeah. I debated pinch hitting Cody Clemens to try to get the home run. Maybe I should have. But hey, I mean, listen, if he's going to be our future shortstop, he's going to get those ABs sooner or later. All right, Cantorino is in from our bullpen. Any luck? He can give me 2 innings, and I don't have to use too many guys. Nick Gonzalez hitting the ball all the way to the left field fence does hurt that plan, but only just, it must be said. Fletcher swing and a miss. Mr. Flores, soft grounder to short. Culpepper gets him. The other argument against pinch hitting Culpepper is it makes my defense worse no matter what I do at second, because Brooks Lee obviously would shift over to short. That makes short weaker. And then Brooks Lee is also my best defensive second baseman. What he is not, though, is hitting the ball well. He flies out to center rather uselessly. And Jenkins grounds out. I don't love a feast for famine offense, but I think that's just kind of where we're at right now. Walked Connor Griffin. All right, so my plan of Cantorino giving me 2 innings is up in smoke. See if he can at least get O'Neill Cruz. No, to be clear, he could not get O'Neill Cruz. Just in case there's any confusion, 6-1 Pirates. If he walks Triolo. All right, so Cantorino probably not going to be a multi-inning guy going forward, which is kind of a problem. But it's fine. I mean, we get to throw at second. I'll take that and like it. LeBlanc, swing and a miss. Mangum, all right. And Adley Rutschman again. He is putting on one of the great defensive catcher performances. He has gunned down 4 runners today. And nothing in the 8th. That tracks. 2 on. All right, let's see if Bruce Starr can get Connor Griffin full count. Hits it short, the throw in time. All right. That could have been worse. Ask me how, but it could. All right, I'm going to let Royce Lewis hit. And if it gets to Culpepper, I'll pinch it. I mean, it's going to get to him. But if there's runners on, I'll pinch hit. If not, no need. Rutschman walks. All right, we're going to pinch hit for Culpepper here. Cody Clemens is going to get the bat. We're going for a 2-run shot to the moon. All right, they walked him too. I mean, Gabriel does not have power. You know what? No, I'll let him face. Let's see what he can do. And he popped it up 90 feet. Fair enough. Fair enough. We must say. Not great from him. All right. Down to our last out. It is Brooks Lee. He hits it into left. That's down. That should. Oh, to be fair. I was in the process of saying that should score Rushman, and then I remembered, oh yeah, he has approximately 30 speed. To be fair. To be fair. All right. Walker Jenkins is going to hit a grand slam, and we're only down by one. He hits into the error. Very good. The tying run is now at the plate. Luke Keeschel, what do you got for me? Hard grounder to first, the relay in time. I mean, we made him work for it in the ninth, but nonetheless, still lost by 4. So I'm checking something's OBS really quick. It just yelled at me. It's fine. All right. I mean, yeah, we had 5 hits the whole day. I think, honestly, what we've just determined is the Pirates bullpen is not very good. I was really happy with our steals that series. I mean, I said I wanted 8, and we got 10. So that'll do. Because I think also the downside of losing, like Trevor Larnach is gone. And so that makes us, and James Outman is no longer in our outfield as a backup. Like, we have gotten significantly worse in the power department. So if we have to make up for that with steals, so be it. I'm not going to complain. All right, let's just move on to the next. Atlanta Braves, game 1. Zebby Matthews, Hurston Waldrop. How'd he do last year? Yeah, he did okay. Game's pretty high on him. He could have a 70 splitter. Yeesh. Only change I'll make to the lineup, we're going to have Cody Clemens take over at third. I'm going to have Rushman bat 5. Clemens bats 6. And then I'm going to swap Brooksley and Culpepper at the bottom to make it 4 straight lefties and put the opposing bullpens into hell. Meanwhile, in real life, the Minnesota Twins is using ABS challenge on at bat 3, the top of the first. They won it, which is upsetting because had they lost one of their challenges in like the third at bat, it would have been hilarious. Now, Sean Murphy, I'm a bit more hesitant to run on. It must be said. Hai-Sung Kim. Fair. Matt Wallner hits it deep to right and caught in the corner. I got my hopes up. And for what is Buxton swinging a miss? All right, Zebby. Good luck. And yes, for those who did not watch last episode, the Braves do in fact have Jazz Chisholm. They paid him 7 years, $193 million. Just for anyone keeping track at home. I do wonder if Jazz gets $200 million in free agency. Cody Clemens hits it off the wall. I mean, there is a world where Cody Clemens is either the starting third baseman or DH at some point this season. Like, there is a world where that exists. Trey Morgan hits the RBI single into right. I think if he's our starting third baseman, that means Royce Lewis has regressed, which is a problem because we signed him to a 2-year contract extension. But if he's our starting DH, means he's probably hitting for power, which is not a bad thing, as the inning-ending double play from Kalen Culpepper ruins my day. Uh-oh. Austin Riley and Matt Olson are aboard. Michael Harris. Ooh, swing and a miss. Is that Paul DeJong? My God, it is. Oh, Paul DeJong. Really? I know that benefited us, but the animation just looked a little ridiculous. I'll take what I can get, I suppose. Can you move Royce to short or second? Yeah, I mean, there was the period last season, I think was your suggestion, to move Royce to second. We did. Oh, Luke Keeschel's solo shot to left. That'll play. I think the problem with Royce, I suppose he's on my bench. Quick tangent. I think the problem with Royce in second was just fundamentally he was not very good. In 30 games, he had a negative 2.7 zone rating. The range was better than it was at third, but the zone rating is poor and like it's not, a perfect science, but in 30 games he had 2 errors. That means in a full like 150, he's going to finish with 10. I think I would rather stick him at third if he keeps hitting well. If he doesn't hit well, then I think the next solution is just send him to the bench, give Cody Clemens some time to see if he can actually be a consistent bat for us. Rushman hits it up to right, but that is going to be caught. Sadness. All right, Zebby. Clean third. Zebby Matthews is doing pretty well against the Braves so far. Knock on wood, somebody. As Cody Clemens hits it to the wall again. He might be upset that he didn't get the starting job after he was arguably one of our best hitters in the playoffs, which, is fair. Trey Morgan struck out looking. And Trey Morgan, I mean, he is going to get a long leash because I have zero interest in waiving him and then returning him to the Rays. Like, he's probably a future backup infielder for us, even if he struggles this season. He's decent enough defensively where we can make that work. Uh-oh, Hai-Sung Kim is aboard for Austin Riley. This could get bad. Hit it to third. Ground out. Matt Olson struck out. Look at Zebby Matthews, folks. That'll do nicely. Jenkins flies out. He is not doing great at leadoff. But, I mean, Byron Buxton cannot lead off. Like that, we tried that last year, and it didn't work. So, like, moving him down in the order is the solution. So if Walker Jenkins can't hit leadoff, Kalen Culpepper might be our leadoff hitter for all I know. All right, Zebby, can you give me the fifth? Michael Harris is aboard. Sean Murphy hits it into right. Wallner's there. He has the arm, but the throw gets cut off, and we are denied a chance at seeing if 70 arm can beat 60 speed. Man, you let Paul DeJong get the RBI on you. What are we doing? I ask you. All right, he gets Jazz Chisholm. I'm going to leave him out there for the 6th. All right, they go to their bullpen. Cody Clemens. That Jazz Chisholm just didn't cover second there. Just completely. He made no effort to do so. What's Trey Morgan's speed? 60. I'm going to try a bunt. Now we're going to switch to hit. Hits it up to center. That's caught. No dice on Adley Rushman moving there, not with his lack of speed. And Brooks Lee hits into a double play. You're killing me, Smalls. All right. Zebby is going to face Drake Baldwin and Acuna. Rain? Oh, God. The mist of doom has arrived. All right. 30-minute rain delay. I think, yeah, that'll be it for Zebby. Rain delay usually nukes a guy's stamina into the red, which makes sense. It's realistic. So we'll just go right to David Festa. He gets Acuna. Don't walk Austin Riley. You know what? He didn't. I can't be mad. He didn't walk him. He allows the hit, and now 2 on for Matt Olson. This could get ugly. Look away. Hits it into left. That's down in front of Walker. Bases are loaded for Michael Harris Jr. And he strikes out. Ramon Laureano pops it up. Jenkins is there. Got him. That could have been disastrous. Could have been actually terrifying. All right, Culpepper. Come on. Not great. Oh, boy. There we go. Walker Jenkins has a hit. He is capable of hitting the baseball. I'm going to send him on the steal. We're going to be a little ambitious here. You know what? Fine. You want to bluff twice? Forget about it. Keyshaw gets it down in center. All right. Jenkins is off to third, but if he gets the steal there, he's probably home. Wallner, just don't strike out. Arguably worse as he pops up to third. Byron Buxton, 2 on, 2 out, hits it right at the shortstop. Down he goes. Not a good day for Mr. Buxton. Sean Murphy flies out. Paul DeJong strikes out looking. All right, let's get Toppa warming up in case Chisholm gets aboard. And he does. So there we are with that. I'm just going straight to Toppa as they pinch hit with Rock Riggio. 4-pitch walk. You know what? Fair play. Oh, Acuna with 2 on. Hits it to third. Very good from Clemens. We go to the 8th. Here's Rushman. Struck out. Swinging. Cody Clemens, he's 3 for 3. Make that 4 for 4 as he gets the single down into right. He's unstoppable. See if Trey Morgan can bring him around. He hits it into right as well. 2 on, no outs. Cody goes for third. He's ambitious. That was a little too close. No. Hey, remember when I just said Cody Clemens could take the starting third job? He has to be taken out of the ball game. Not like this. All right, strained back 1 week. I think I might have him play through it because he is the backup. So we'll see how that plays. Brooks Lee popping up to third. Culpepper hits it back into center. That scores Royce Lewis. 3-1 ball game. Very good, gentlemen. Swung on and missed. All right. So Royce Lewis obviously will take third. Justin Tapa for the eighth. Solo shot from Matt Olson. All right, we're going to get Watanabe warming up. There we go. Caught by Walker. I'll let him face Laureano, but if he gets aboard, that's it. Deep to right. Wallner's there. All right. Based on how this is looking, some insurance runs would be lovely. Nope. All right. Watanabe making his MLB debut. Facing Sean Murphy, Paul DeJong, and Jazz Chisholm. Sean Murphy, swing and a miss. And that's the one I was worried about the most, to be honest. Paul DeJong, no problem. Jazz Chisholm hits it to third. Royce is there, gets him. We take game one, 3-2. Very good there from the men. 3 hits from Luke Keeschel, 4 from Cody Clemens. Very good, sir. He was a triple, or no, excuse me, he had 2 doubles. No. 2 singles. I can do math. Pretty good from Zebby Matthews. 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, only 1 walk, 6 Ks. I wish clicking this arrow would take me back to 2026, but I understand. All right, good work in game one. Is there a reason that just didn't work? There we go. Okay, so it doesn't work in game. That's fine. But I mean, look, Zebby Matthews was in the 93rd percentile last year for walks. So if we can live like in that space, he'll be really good. All right, so that brings us to Mick Abel. And I think, unfortunately, Mick is the one who, if Pablo Lopez is healthy again, I think Mick is going to be the odd man out and go to AAA, which is harsh because he was really good. 2 WAR season last year. But I'm not sending down Fromber, not sending down Joe Ryan or Taj Bradley. And that leaves Zebby Matthews and Mick Abel. And unfortunately, Zebby is just doing a lot better. So that's where I'm at there. All right, we go to game 2 with the aforementioned Mick Abel on the mound. Cody, I mean, it's only 4 days. Yeah, I think honestly, we're just not going to play him that much or only in pinch hit situations. I am going to have Owen Miller get the start at second for Brooks Lee. The reasons should be obvious. Walker Jenkins, 1 of 18 to start the year. I hear that's bad. Unsure, however. See if he can get a hit here. No. This man could be 1 of 20 to start the year. Oh, boy. Luke Keeschel gets it down in center, though. That'll play. I think Luke Keeschel hitting second is the best lineup decision we made last year. He just does so much better batting second than he did anywhere else in the lineup. Mick Abel, clean first inning. Hey, Adley Rushman solo shot. Trey Morgan back to back. Trey Morgan back to back. Caught at the track. Disappointment immeasurable. Day ruined. Culpepper grounds out. Nothing doing. All right. Bottom of the second. Clean from Mr. Mick Abel. nothing in the third for either team. You seem to have a lot of snooze fests going around here. Javi Baez just hit a teardrop single in real life. Whatever happened to swing away Javi? He has like no home runs this year, but he has a 748 OPS. What a lad. Rushman hits it up, but that's going to be caught. Might be deep enough. Nope. Oh, like might be deep enough to move Royce Lewis. It was not, as Trey Morgan lines out. All right, bottom of the fourth. Oh, Austin Riley solo shot. Tie ball game. There we go. Culpepper gets it down. I think, whether it's fair or not, I think Kalen Culpepper is going to get an insanely long leash at shortstop this season because he was good defensively as Owen Miller gets it down. He was really good defensively at short, and I think he is not close to hitting his potential yet. So if he sticks it short and then say Merrick Houston becomes our second baseman, we have one of the best middle infield defense in the American League. Well, that sucked. Gunned down at home. There we go. Matt Wallner hits it all the way to the wall. That should score one, maybe two. And it does. Thank you, Luke Keeschel, for having the speed. And Buxton pops up. Remember when we thought at the end of last year that Buxton retired? That Minnesota Twins player retiring message nearly gave me a heart attack. Ooh, Michael Harris gets it down. And Jazz Chisholm makes it home. Oh no. Buxton's hurt. What is it this time? Wrist soreness. All right, fair enough. So Gabriel Gonzalez will come in and take left. Walker Jenkins will now take center. That is another start the counter. How many injuries did Buxton have last season? I can't see it from the screen. I'll have to check at the end. All right, Mick. Uh-oh. Yeah, Acuna hits it all the way to the fence. Think the wheels might be coming off of Mick Abel here. Let us get Mason Montgomery warming up. Yeah, Austin Riley gets it down. I'll score both. It was looking like a really good start there for a bit, but they just got him here in the fifth inning. That'll be it. We're going lefty on lefty against Matt Olson. Let's be bold. Let's be brave. Mason Montgomery gets him to pop up to center. Very good. That is also the downside of our current roster configuration is Gabriel Gonzalez has a pretty good bat, but defensively in the outfield, he's not great. The 65 arm is nice. The 50 range is a little lower than I'd like. Austin Hayes, how could you do this to me? How dare you, sir? All right, Riggio hits it into right, and that is down. You know, who knew that the vaunted Braves lineup would be as desired, or as advertised, I should say. Definitely not desired. Is Riggio with a triple. There we go. Murphy grounds out to end that very painful inning. 5 runs, 6. All right, clean 6 from Mason. That's huge. We're going to go Keckering for the 7th, Sands for the 8th. And then if by some grace we need a closer in a save situation, Watanabe in the ninth as Owen Miller flies out. There we go. Keisha with the line drive. Nah, I'm not going to send him. Yeah, Wallner flies out anyway. All right, we go to the bottom of the seventh. That'll be it for Montgomery. Not his best. Every inherited runner scored. So let's see if Keckering can get me the seventh. Oh, no. Oh, boy. There we go. Double play. Easily done. Now it's only one on with two outs. Rock Riggio. Swing and a miss. All right. We go to the eighth. Cole Sands warming up. Anything fun? Nope. Sands for the eighth. And there's trouble brewing. Two aboard. Jazz Chisholm lines out. Cole Sands already at 20 pitches. And a full count makes it even worse. But now that there's two outs, I can leave him in. Gets the out there. All right. On the extremely off chance that we score 3 or more runs, let's get Watanabe warming up. I'm going to pinch hit with an injured Cody Clemens. Don't worry about it, though maybe you should. She grounds out to first. Culpepper hits it into left, but it is caught by Austin Hayes. All right, Owen Miller is our last out. Swings on the 3-1 pitch and promptly flies out to center. So we lose 3-6. Yeah, I mean, they just killed us in that fifth inning. Mick Abel got hit. Mason Montgomery could not get out of it. The error sucked, obviously, but that is what it is. So we move on to the finale, the rubber match. All right, so what's Buxton's injury? 2 days. All right, so I might give him a day off or so. All right, how many injuries did he have last season? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 6 injuries, one of which was in the playoffs. This season already, he had a back injury in spring training, and he had wrist soreness right here. So, all right, I'm going to give Buxton the day off. And yeah, we're going to go. Gonzalez is going to get another start. Miguel Amaya will be making his season debut at catcher. Let's have Gonzalez bat fourth. Trey Morgan bats sixth. Culpepper, Amaya, then Brooksley. We're down a couple lefties today. Chris Sale on the mound against Framber Valdez. Good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. And he walked him. Fair play. I am going to run on Drake Baldwin. That is definitely a decision I am making. Oh, no. An error from Paul DeJong. Really? What are his... That man has a 70 error. How many errors did he have all of last season? All of last season, he had 1 error. And he just had 1 today. That's rough. Matt Wallner, make him pay. Hits it into right. That's down. That should score 1, maybe even both men. Well, they got Luke Keeschel at third. Paul DeJong got hurt, but he's still in the game. Gonzalez gets it down, so Wallner goes to third. He is safe. 2 men on here for Royce Lewis, who he hits it into right. We're just, listen, line drives into right. That's all we got going for us right now. We're up 2-0. Trey Morgan hits a line drive into center. Death by 1,000 cuts. Into third is Royce Lewis. And Culpepper hits in to the grow. Another error. Folks, it's Chris Sale probably wants to kill half of his infield right now. It is still the first inning. Chris Sale is on 38 pitches, only one out for Miguel Amaya, who hits it up to center. That'll be caught. Nobody will advance. And Brooks Lee strikes out. That was a 4-run, 4-hit, 2-error inning. Chris Sale on 45 pitches. Uh-oh. 2 on, 2 out. Matt Olson hits it into left. Gone. 3-run shot for the Braves. Well, remember when I said this would be a pitcher's duel about 2 minutes of real time ago? Ignore me, as 7 runs have been scored in the first. Nothing in the second for either team. Here's Gonzalez. The Tigers just won a challenge where like 1% of the ball was in the strike zone. That was crazy. Royce Lewis just grounded in to the slowest double play any of us will ever see. Here's Trey Morgan. Struck out looking. Strike him out. Throw him out. Double play. What a time, eh? What a time. Hey! And Jazz Chisholm gets aboard. Not like this. It's fine. I see a double play in our future. Maybe not. Maybe not. As Haesung Kim gets aboard. 2 on, no outs with Acuna. Hits it into right. Wallner's there. We're okay. What a catch from him. Austin Riley pops it up. All right, all right. One last out. Matt Olson strikes out with a check swing. That'll play. That'll do nicely. Nothing for us in the fourth. The Braves, though, have Laureano aboard. Drake Baldwin hits it all the way into the seats. The Braves take the lead 5-4. Not a great start, or even a good one from Valdez. As Paul DeJong grounds out. And Chisholm flies out to left, and a diving Gonzalez. All right. We go to the fifth. Gonzalez is aboard, and Royce Lewis strikes out. So there goes that. Clean fifth from Fromber, and that'll be it for him. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Down goes Trey Morgan. Culpepper flies out to a dancing Michael Harris. And there goes Miguel Amaya to match. All right. I'm gonna let Fromber face Matt Olson, lefty on lefty, and then that'll be it. Hits it up to left, caught, sweep. All right. Cantorino is in. Clean rest of the inning. Solo home run from Brooks Lee. Tie ball game with Walker Jenkins on second for Matt Wallner, who grounds out to the pitcher. Or no, he beat it out. I don't know how he beat it out. The man has 40 speed, but I'm not going to question it. Gabriel. Gabriel. I need you to do better. So Royce Lewis pops it up. Everybody's popping it up. All right, Cantorino, give me the seventh. Good. All right. So he can go multiple innings. It is possible. Who knew? All right. Trey Morgan is aboard off of the steal, and Culpepper strikes out swinging. Come on, Miguel. He hits it up to center and caught by Michael Harris Jr. Brooksley grounds out to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the eighth. New pitcher. Did he get hurt? Mild shoulder strain, 4 days. Less than ideal. We're going to Bruce Dar either way. 4 days should be okay. We have an off day, so really only miss like one potential game. And Bruce Dar has allowed Hyesung Kim and Acuna to get aboard. Strikes out Austin Riley, though. Can he get Matt Olson? No. For those curious, the answer to the question I just asked is no. I have seemingly also just glitched the screen. It is now black. We shall see nothing for the remainder of this game. All right, we're going to get David Festa warming up. Let me see if me going to a new screen and going back fixes it. Yep. All right, there we go. David Festa is in. Nothing for us offensively. Down we go. 8-5 as Bruce Dar, one of our key free agent signings, gets the loss. And we lose the series against the Braves. Very disappointing. All right, so nobody claimed Cody Funderburk, which is a little surprising. So he's going to AAA. No one claimed David Banuelos. He's going to AAA. And no one claimed James Outman, who, had Byron Buxton's injury been longer, I would have called him back up. But since he's only out for a few days, no matter. Why is Poncho Ruiz in AAA? No, be gone. Yeah, Eduardo Tait and David Banuelos are our two AAA catchers. I can say fairly certainly, but only fairly. We advance the day. Anything crazy take place? No. All right, we face the New York Yankees. I'm going to sim game one with Joe Ryan on the mound against Carlos Rodon. We win it 9-1. Very good. Matt Wallner, Royce Lewis with some doubles. Culpepper with his first home run of the season. Joe Ryan, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 10 Ks. That'll play. David Festa gets the save because he pitched 3 scoreless innings, only allowed 3 hits, 2 Ks along the way. He gets the save, potentially the first save of his entire career. It is indeed. Congratulations to him. And we get the win in game 1, and now we get a day off. All right, injury check-in. Cool. So Cody Clemens and Byron Buxton are both back and healthy again. Always good. All right, let us play game 2. We got Taj Bradley. They got Ryan Weathers, who the game considers a tie in terms of overall, for those curious. Owen Miller is going to get the start at second for Brooks Lee. I'm going to give Walker Jenkins a day off. Gabriel Gonzalez is going to take left. He's not batting leadoff, though. That is going to be Culpepper's job. Start to pepper in those off days for our big stars. All right, Taj Bradley, come on. Clean first inning. Culpepper, Luke Kiesler both aboard. Let's go. Matt Wallner, deep to center, down at the wall. That'll score 1, maybe 2. We will not know as the camera refuses to pan. It does only score 1. Kiesel holds up at third. Probably the correct decision with 2 outs. Buxton flies out to center, but that'll score Luke. All good. 2-0. Ball game. Royce Lewis flies out. That's not going to help me, Royce. Adley Rushman grounds out to short. All right. Josh Bell, it looks like, is the starting first baseman for the Yankees still. Not had a good start to the season, though. Uh-oh. Grisham is on second for Jose Caballero. Caballero? I don't know why I read that and inserted an extra A. Don't worry about it. Trey Morgan's up to bat. And he promptly grounds out. Swing and a miss. Gonzalez. Owen Miller gets aboard. I think if, there really wasn't that much of a competition for that second backup infield job. It was Owen Miller versus Levon Soto. But if Owen Miller does well, he's good defensively at second. If Brooks Lee struggles, that could be a swap that ends up happening sometime this season. Nothing in the third for us, but 2 on, 2 out. Caballero hits it into right. Wallner's not going to get there. That'll score at least 1. The throw not in. Tie ball game. And Austin Wells hits it to the moon. 2-run shot for the catcher. Taj Bradley was doing well, but now he's given up 4. That was painful. Everyone look away. Anything for us in the 4th? Royce Lewis is aboard. Come on, Trey. Struck out looking. Ay. And so did Gonzalez. Not great. All right, clean 5th from Taj at least. I really would like Chase Ryan Weathers in this inning, but I don't think it's going to happen. He's only at 66 pitches. Now he's at about 70. Luke Kestrel hits it into left. Easy out. All right, Taj. Come on. Get Stan to pop up. Bellinger lines out to second. What a move from the defender, Owen Miller. Grisham grounds out. All right. Again, Taj Bradley had a really good start, but one inning, more or less, the one inning completely derailed the whole thing, which is unfortunate as Wallner strikes out. Buxton gets aboard, finally, trying to get him hot the whole dang season. He will definitely steal. You're telling me a 50 arm beats 60 speed and 75 steal? Is that's what we're saying now? Please. Royce Lewis gets it down for an not an RBI, for a line drive single. Rushman hits it up, but that is not going to help anyone. All right, that'll be it for Taj Bradley. Good start. He didn't walk anyone, but only 3 Ks, had that terrible inning. Let's see if Montgomery can get me the 7th. He can. Only on 11 pitches. Someone bring him back out there for the 8th. Clean inning from him as well. All right. Come on. Royce Lewis, RBI double. Adley Rutschman up to the plate. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. All right. Justin Tapa for the 9th. Cody Bellinger is aboard for Trent Grisham. Hits it up. Caught by Gonzalez. Bellinger does not move. Caballero hits it into right. Wallner's there. All right, bottom of the 9th. We're down by 1. Felix Bautista, who it feels like the Orioles trade every single save. Oh, he must have been injured for a lot of last year. Maybe not. I'll have to look at his numbers. All right, Trey Morgan, get us started, buddy. Full count. Swing and a miss from Mr. Morgan. We're going to pinch hit here. Cody Clemens is going to get the bat. His first since being injured. Pops it up. Shortstop's there. All right. Owen Miller is our last out. Swing and a miss. We lose 3-4. That one inning made the whole difference. Yeah, not great from our hitters. I mean, Royce Lewis had 3 hits and the double. Owen Miller got a couple singles, but that was really it. Pretty disappointing that. We look up Felix Bautista really quick. Oh, he starts with the torn. That's right. All right. No one claimed Julian Merriweather. So if any team is willing to part with some prospects for him, I think we trade him. If not, we send him to AAA. All right. So he's going to go to AAA. He refuses to be demoted. Well, I mean, I don't want to cut him. but I have no other option. I mean, Cantonero technically is still day to day. I could put him on the IL and he would sit there for 2 weeks, but that feels very silly. And there's no one else really that I want to move at this time. He refuses to be demoted, eh? Fair enough. Um, yeah, we're gonna cut him. I'm gonna cut him, then I'm gonna offer him a minor league contract. But yeah, losing him sucks. But he refused to be demoted. No one wanted to trade for him, so let's just end that discussion right then and there. That sucks. I really liked Merriweather. All right. Finale against the Yankees. Rubber match. Zebby Matthews on the mound. Merrill Kelly on the mound for the Yankees. Wonder if they made him shave his magnificent beard. I'm going to give Rutschman the day off. Culpepper is going to bat sixth. Miguel Amaya is going to come in to catch. Everything else is locked in. Let's see if Zebby can keep it going. Josh Bell is already aboard with Aaron Judge, who hits it up to left. No issue there. Giancarlo Stanton, swing and a miss. I was never worried. It's a lie. I was terrified. Nothing through two for either team. Make that three as the pitchers are wheeling and dealing. But Walker Jenkins and Matt Wallner are aboard. Buxton gets it through on the line drive. All right. Bases loaded. Royce Lewis hits it to third. They go to first to get him. I will take that. Kalen Culpepper batting sixth in the lineup today. Grounds out to first. Rather anticlimactic, I think we can all agree. Uh-oh, trouble for Zebby. 2 on, nobody out. He's getting fatigued. Volpe gets aboard. Oh. Think we left Zebby in a little bit too long. Bases are loaded. Do I let him face? You know what? Get him. There we go. Swing and a miss on Josh Bell. That'll be it for Zebby. We're going to go right to Cantorino against Aaron Judge. Full count. Walked him. Tying run has scored. Jason Dominguez, swing and a miss. That's massive. Bellinger hits it up into center. Buxton is there. I mean, bases loaded, 1 out. You only get 1 run. I think that is a win for the defense. As Trey Morgan strikes out. Miguel Amaya wants to play some copycat. Oaksley walked. Let's go for gold. Relax. There we go. Jenkins hit it down. Let's keep it going. Two on, nobody out. Or excuse me, 2 on, 2 out. Luke Keeschel pops it up, man. All right. I'm going to have Canarino start off the inning, but if there's trouble, I'm bringing in Cole Sands. immediately. Because I don't want to run into a world where the lineup flips and all of a sudden I'm staring at Josh Bell and Aaron Judge with runners on again. Very good. Can you get Austin Wells? Yes, he can. All right. Good work from Cantorino. Offense get anything going? Wallner and Royce Lewis are on. Culpepper with one out. Hits it into left. That'll get down. 1 run will score. Should be 2. It isn't. Sadness. Meanwhile, in real life, Josh Bell just hit a solo shot off of Jack Flaherty. So there's that. Hey, safe at home. Thank you, sir. Miguel Amaya pops it up. Miguel, where was the power you so gracefully demonstrated in 11 games last year? What has happened to it? Bases loaded. Walker Jenkins walked. 4-1 Twins. Luke Keeschel, chance to blow the game wide open. Hits it deep. Center field gone. Grand slam, Luke Keeschel. 423 feet. That is an 8-1 ball game. That'll do just nicely. Matt Wallner flies out to end the inning, but who cares? We scored 7. We're crushing it. Now I think let us change plan. I'm going to let Cantorino face Ryan McMahon at the bottom of their order. And he walked him. I remember at one point, I think when I was younger, I pronounced Ryan McMahon's name as Ryan McMahon. A funny one. Clean inning from Orion Keckering. I'll just go right to Cole Sands. I don't want this to get crazy. We'll pinch hit here. Give Cody Clemens the bat for Trey Morgan. Swing and a miss from him. Miguel Amaya grounds out. Yeah, I'll let Brooks Lee hit. And ground out his third. All right, we go to the 9th. Ideally, Cole Sands can get me the whole inning. And he does very good. We beat the Yankees 8-1. Very good day from the offense. I think Zebby Matthews did well. I pitched him a little too long. Cantorino, Keckering, Sands shut it down. Very good. Happy with that performance. All right, we now turn. Merriweather, you refused to be demoted, and now you're fine with a minor league contract. Make it make sense. I mean, I'm not going to complain because we get Merriweather back, but what are we doing here? Also, I think that means my bullpen in AAA is officially too big. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, we need to make some cuts. I think Corey Lewis. How's my AA bullpen? Just as big. I think Cody Lewis and Cy Nielsen are probably the ones, but Cy Nielsen, I need to get innings to see if his stuff is real. So Eric Orzi might be the odd man out here. Would anyone want Mr. Orzi? No. Well, Ain't that nothing but thing. Yeah, I think Corey Lewis, we're going to send back down to double A. And then the other guys are just all going to get decent amount of run. All right, let us sim game one against the Blue Jays with Mick Abel on the mound. See how he does. Quite the long load here because it has to create pictures for all the drafted guys. All right, we get the win 5-4 in extras. In the top of the 10th, they scored 2 runs. We scored 3. What a lovely game that would have been to see. Looks like they had Cody Clemens. Ooh, Keishel picked up a mild groin strain. Cody Clemens got decent amount of at bats there. Pitching wise, ooh, Watanabe, the blown save. Only 1-1 was earned, obviously, because of extras, but that hurts. Justin Tapa gets the win. All right, so Pablo Lopez is eligible to return. I think, irregardless of our current situation, he needs a fresh scouting report and he needs a rehab assignment to the minors. It probably won't be the full 30 days. It may even be 10, but he needs that. So now I need to decide what I want to do for the rotation in AAA. I think Jose Davila is safe, obviously. Mitch Keller is safe. Brennan Sproat is safe. So that's John Klein or Andrew Morris. Andrew Morris has done really well. So I think John Klein might be the casualty here. I think we're going to send him back to double A. This sounds dumb, but I don't think I'll disable Paulo Lopez because I don't want these guys to move. Like, I am trying to put together essentially a world where I have 8 starters that I can count on so that if what happens last year, where our entire rotation, except for Zebby Matthews, goes on the IL, we have guys to spare. All right, let's play game 2. All right, Keishel, I'll give the day off to. Cody Clemens is going to take first. However, we're going to have Culpepper bat second. Cody Clemens can bat sixth. Buxton is cold, but he's just going to have to hit his way out of that. Very simply. Actually, I lied. Culpepper will get the day off. Brooks Lee will go to short. Owen Miller will bat second. At second. All right. Frember Valdez on the mound for us. Clean first inning. Dylan Cease for the Blue Jays. And a leadoff triple for Mr. Jenkins. That'll do very nicely. A ground out that does not score Walker Jenkins will do less nicely. A strikeout will be even worse. And Buxton hits it into center. Fly out. A leadoff triple, folks. We cannot score the runners. Ay, 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 ay. Nothing from the Blue Jays or us in the second or the third. Andres Jimenez leadoff double. They're running on Rushman. It worked. Sadness. Vladdy walks. Hmm. All right, Okamoto hits it to third for second for one, first for two. We get out of it. Very good. All right, we go to the bottom of the fourth. Owen Miller, get us started. Just whack a ball. Well, to be fair, you did whack it. Didn't work. Ooh, Matt Wallner flies out to left. Man, the animation off the bat, I thought that ball was going into space. Oh boy, it's looking a little dark and ominous in the Minnesota skies. And it's looking ominous here. Runner on second. Schneider hits it into left. Addison Barger holds up. You gonna get to there, Walker? Yeah, Walker gets there. It obviously scores the run, but that could have been a lot worse if that does not get caught. So Blue Jays do take the lead. Alika Williams. Alika? Let's go with Alika Williams. Grounds out. Tyler Heineman lines out to first. Woo-wee. All right, bottom of the fifth. Offense. Solo shot from Adley Rushman. That'll play. Tie ball game. All right. I am going to get David Festa warming up. But if Valdez can get me this inning and he walks, Andres Jimenez on a full count. Not the best start. They bunt, and he goes to second, and he gets him. Jimenez goes down. Very good. Vladdy. Vladdy hits it out of here. 3-1 ball game. Dang. All right, he gets Okamoto to ground out, but that'll be it for Fromber. Man, that sucked. Oh well. Hassenberger walks. And he promptly gets a steal. Festa, I would like you not to. Oh boy, he walked him. He walked them both. And he walked Jesus Sanchez. You inherited empty bases with 2 outs. You've walked 3 men in a row. And Alika Williams hits it into right to score one. The throw home cutoff to third in time, but Royce Lewis is hurt. And it is a strained oblique. He is out 4 to 5 weeks. So that is a month of Royce Lewis done. What do I want to do here? I don't want to play Luke because he's injured. We're gonna go. Culpepper is gonna be the sub, but Cody Clemens goes to third. Owen Miller. Actually, no. He's better at. Owen Miller, I thought, was better at first. All right. Owen Miller at third. Clemens. Pinch hit. Culpepper goes to short. Brooks Lee goes to second. I feel like I made that more complicated than I needed to, but let's not worry about it. Anything for us in the sixth? Owen Miller is aboard. Matt Wallner gets it down. Come on, Owen. Run like the wind. Nah, probably not a good call. Probably not a good call there. Here's Byron Buxton. Can he beat out the throw? No dice. To the seventh we go. I'm going to let Festa face Heineman, and then that's it. Good Lord. Not David Festa's day. Oh, boy. All right, Bruce Starr is in. Vladdy with Heineman at second. Hits it into center. Buxton's there. Got him. All right. Bottom of the seventh. Nothing doing offensively. Nothing for the eighth. We're going to get Topo warming up. And Trey Morgan's hurt. Quit injuring my players. I mean, it hurts his throwing, which is irrelevant because he's a designated hitter. But still, Gabriel Gonzalez will pinch run. I think we're back to like 2 players getting injured a game. All right, Walker Jenkins walks. So 2 on, 1 out. Owen Miller hits it to third. They should advance. Wow, they go to second and they get Owen Miller. I don't think anyone is. I think there's no MLB player, past or present, that gets thrown out there going to first. Prince Fielder makes it there. All right, anything in the ninth? 2 on, 2 out. Adley Rushman. Twins' old friend Louis Varland strikes out Rushman to end the fun. We lose 5-1. Not great. Festa, I mean, buddy. He was our hero last year at a long relief, and he gets crushed there. Multiple injuries in this game. All right, let's figure out what we want to do. So, Trey Morgan, I am going to let stay in because his elbow contusion only affects his throwing, and he's never going to throw because he's going to DH. Royce Lewis, on the other hand, is out 4 to 5 weeks, so that's IL stint for him. In the meantime, Cody Clemens is going to be our third baseman. He is going to get that job for a month. We're going to see what he can do. I then now need a backup infielder. I think the best solution is probably to go with Livan Soto, who did not do great offensively last year. He hasn't done great in AAA, but in terms of defense, like, he's the guy. Merrick Houston is struggling in AAA for what that's worth. I have too many outfielders. There could genuinely be an argument for calling up like James Outman to give me another backup outfielder or Manuel Rodriguez, but I don't think we're at that point yet. So I think we're just going to call up. Or do I call up? You know what? No. Eric Wagaman. He's the call up. Wagaman's the call up. And since Trey Morgan is a little banged up, I'm going to have, and Wagaman, to be clear, is only DHing. Like, let's make that clear. Wagaman is going to get DH every 3 games to help spell Trey Morgan, because Trey Morgan also hasn't been doing great either. Like, let's be clear on that. And then in terms of backup third, now that Cody Clemens is in, that's just going to be Owen Miller. I guess Wagaman. Now I'll leave Cody Clemens in it, backup first, I think. So that's where we're at. Royce Lewis is hurt for a while. That's painful. Did Pablo Lopez get a start yet in AAA? Nope. All right. We are going to sim the finale of the Blue Jays series, and Mason Montgomery's hurt. Love it. We won 3-2. Wagaman got the start in DH, walked, got in a run. Good for him. Cody Clemens, a home run. Pretty good from Joe Ryan. Bruce Starr got another blown save, and then Montgomery's hurt for 5 days. Do we have an off day? Just going to go down to 4 anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to put him on the IL. It just means for this entire series against the Guardians, I'm down a man in the bullpen. But I think that's fine. All right, but that is where we are going to end this episode. A little over 2 hours in. After 12 games, we're 7-5. Haven't really peeked around the division much. It looks like the Guardians are doing pretty well for themselves. Tigers, Royals are with us around 500, and then the White Sox are not very good. Early returns offensively were not good. We're bottom half in every offensive metric except runs scored and steals. We had 10 steals, by the way, that first series. We have 4 cents. Pitching, 7th in starting ERA. We're number 1 in bullpen ERA. We're doing okay in every other stat. Only 3 errors so far, which is nice. One of them did cost us a game, but let's look past that. So overall, doing pretty good. To start, I think we'll see how things shake out. Should Wagaman get the start against lefties? Sorry, I didn't see your message before. I want 60, 40, or 45. Yeah. It's probably an insanely limited sample. Yeah, he's not doing better against lefties either. This is going to be the smallest sample size any of us have ever seen. But any lefty crushers so far? Owen Miller in 3 at-bats. That doesn't help me. Gonzalez hasn't done great. Yeah. I think based on ratings, the I versus lefty, what's a 50-40? I'll take that trade. I lose a little bit of I, but I get 5 better contact. I'll take that trade. We'll go Wagman to start at DH, and then we'll not bother rotating, and we'll just give Trey Morgan the backup spot. I do think we're a little infield heavy in general. That might be something we look at, but Wagaman, this is not necessarily an insanely long-term solution, but good call on that. We'll see how it goes. So I don't think I'll play through any games off stream because the Guardians are atop the division and we have a 4-game set against them next. So next episode, we'll just pick right back up here in mid-April. I think so far 7-5 start isn't bad, but the injury bug especially is killing us so far already. So that will be that. I will see you all next time. And who knows, maybe we'll sweep the Guardians and be off to the races. See you then.